Showing respect to your employer as a domestic staff actually benefits you, the domestic staff. But before we talk about how showing respect to your employer benefits you, first let's talk about how you can show respect to your employer. Number one, learn how your employer wants to be addressed and address them as such. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, check the previous video. Number two, if your employer is talking to you, make sure you respond with ma, ma'am, or sir. For example, your employer asks you, have you cooked the beans? The answer is yes, ma'am, or yes, ma, not yes. Don't do that. Or don't respond with I've done it. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. Number three, if your employer is calling out to you, let's say you are downstairs and your employer is upstairs in their room and you can hear them calling your name. Let's say your name is Ifoma and they're like, Ifoma, Ifoma. Instead of you to keep quiet, you respond. To show respect, as they are calling out to you, make sure you are responding to them as they are calling out to you. Don't just keep quiet and be walking towards their room. Then when you get to their room, you'll be like, Mom, I'm here. Don't do that. Once they are calling out to you, make sure you are responding. That's how you show respect. That's the number three way, or the third way. Number four, your gestures. Okay, your body movement, your body language, and your gestures need to be adjusted. If you are talking to an employer, your employer is talking to you, don't cross your arms in front of you. Don't put your hand on your waist. Don't do that. Don't be chewing gum when your employer is talking to you. If your employer is talking to you, make sure that you are maintaining respectful eye contact. And the reason why I said respectful, because there is eye contact that is disrespectful. Okay, respectful eye contact. Okay, make sure you are not looking away from your employer. If they are talking to you, don't be looking here or looking here or looking down or even looking at your phone and pressing your phone. No, you need to be looking at them in a respectful way. That is number four. Number five. Number five, do things the way your employer asks you to do them. Do things the way your employer asks you to do them. For example, if your employer tells you to cook egusi soup for her and she says that she wants her egusi to be fried, she wants you to fry the egusi, okay, when you are making it. That is exactly what she wants. Now, in your own house or where you are coming from, maybe you people don't used to fry your egusi. You used to, the other way they make it now. You turn it with water, and when you are ready, you put it inside the soup. Do you get? Maybe that is the way you are already using it, and in your way, you may feel that way is a better way to make egusi soup, or that is the way the egusi soup is going to be more sweet or tasty or whatever. To show respect to your employer, you need to fry that egusi. You need to fry it. Don't assume or don't feel like, oh, your way is better, so because my way is better, I'm going to do it that way. Even though she said I should fry the egusi, I'm not going to fry it. I'm going to make it in a way that I want to make it. After all, when I finish making it, she's going to like it. She's even going to praise me. Don't do that. That is what we call insubordination. That is what we call disrespect. Do things the way your employer asks you to do them. Your employer is the one paying you salary, okay? They have hired you. The least you can do is to make sure that you do the work the way they want you to do the work. It is not your right for you to decide how the work should be done. It is your employer's right to decide that. By virtue of the fact that they are your employer, by virtue of the fact that they hired you. If your employer says that you should clean their floors, maybe you should mop their floors with warm water, my dear, you will clean that floor with warm water. That is part of showing respect, okay, to your employer. Number 6, greet your employer. Greet your employer. Don't wait for your employer to greet you in the morning or when they go out and they come back. Don't wait for your employer to greet you. If your employer goes out and they come back, don't say that after all you are the one in the house, they are the one coming from outside, so they should be the one to greet you. My dear, greet your employer. When you wake up in the morning, be the first person to greet your employer. If they went out and they're just coming back, make sure you greet your employer. Greet your employer. That's number 6. Number 7, if your employer is speaking, okay, if they are talking to you about something, make sure you don't interrupt them. Let them talk. Okay, listen without interruption. If your employer is talking to you and they are saying something, even if all they are saying is not palatable or you don't really like it, you need to listen. Let them finish speaking, okay, before you talk or before you say your own side. Number 8, avoid overfamiliarity with your employer. Maintain professional boundaries with your employer. Don't ask your employer personal questions about their families, about their finances, or about their problems. That is getting over familiar. Don't insert yourself in private conversations. If your employer is having conversation with other family members or they are having conversation with visitors, don't leave your kitchen where you are working and come and stand in the parlor where they are having conversation and you are contributing conversation into the conversation and you are giving them opinions when you have not been asked. You are not even supposed to be there in the first place. Don't touch your employer. If he did not ask you or did not give you consent to touch them, don't touch your employer. What reason would you have to go and touch your employer? You are talking to your employer and you are patting them on the back as if they were a small child. Don't do that. That's overfamiliarity. Don't hug your employer if they have not given you any reason to believe that they wouldn't mind you hugging them. Don't do that. Don't ask them about their romantic life. If they are dating somebody or if the visitor that just left is their boyfriend or their fiancé, it's none of your business. Don't be sitting or relaxing too comfortably in your employer's house. It's your employer's house, it is not your house. Don't be sitting or relaxing too comfortably. Okay, you have finished your work and you want to rest, and instead of you to go into your room to go and rest there, you come to the sitting room. Okay, let's even say you even come to the sitting room, you sit down, you're watching a movie. You now, instead of sitting down properly, you now sit down on the chair. You now put your leg on the chair, you put your foot on the chair. You carry drink in your hand. You balance as if you are the madam of the house. You don't do those kind of things. That is overfamiliarity. That's overfamiliarity. The best thing you can do when you are done with your work and you have to rest is to go into your room and do your resting there. That's the best thing you can do. Number 9, don't invite people into your employer's house without their permission. On no account should you do that. Don't invite anybody into your employer's house without their permission. Let's say your mom called you and she said she has an emergency and she's around the area where you work, and this is so one story or the other. Don't just think that, oh, my employer would not mind. After all, the person is my mom. Let me go and bring her from the bus stop. Let her come and stay inside sit in the parlor. Then when my employer comes, I will explain to her that my mom had an emergency. My dear, don't do that. That is very unprofessional, disrespectful, is rude. Don't ever do that. The best thing you can do in that situation is to call your employer and let them know that this is what is going on. And even with that, your mom can sit somewhere, your sister can sit somewhere, whoever it is can sit down somewhere. You don't have to bring the person into the person's home. In fact, explain things to her and talk to her. Don't ever invite visitors or anybody else into your employer's house. For example, you start working in your employer's house, you see that the place is beautiful, it's nice, you're like, oh my god, this place is so nice, this place is so beautiful, is this and that. And because you are so excited about that, then you call your younger sister or your younger brother that lives not too far away, especially if you are a leave-out staff. You call somebody that, because leave-out staff usually live very close to your employer, so that at least because of transport and all that, you now call your sibling that is in the house and say, my dear, if you see the way I dey walk, hey, the place fine, die. And sibling is like, wow, how is the place? Can I come and see? Because you know your employer is now around, you now told your sibling to come You now brought your sibling to come inside the house to come and see how the house is, because you know that it will make your sibling to be happy to just see those things. What you did is very unprofessional and disrespectful. Don't ever do that to any employer. It's a betrayal of trust. Don't ever do that to any employer. Don't ever, no matter how excited you may be, don't do that. Another thing that some of you might think is right to do is to invite somebody to come and help you do the work without your employer's consent. Let's say you are a leave-out staff, you go there like 3 times a week to come clean, right? And in the process of cleaning, you feel like, oh, you need additional hand. You now call your daughter, or you call your son, someone that the employer does not know, that's never met before. You call them to come into the employer's house to come and help you behind your employer's back. Don't ever do that. That is overfamiliarity. That is disrespectful. That is unprofessional. That is rude. And that betrays trust. Okay? That is invasion of privacy. Number 10. Another way to show respect to your employer is not to take pictures or recordings inside their house without their permission. We know we are in the social media age. We know that you might be tempted. You might feel like, oh, this place is such a beautiful setting for me to make a video. Okay, I can make a quick video here. And you start making a video without talking to your employer. Then you post it online. My dear, don't ever do that. You can get fired. In short, everything I'm saying today, all these things I'm talking about disrespectful, you can get fired for any of these reasons. But that is not what we are even talking about now. But what I'm talking about now is, don't ever take pictures or videos, okay, of yourself in your employer's house, or pictures of your employer's environment or house, and then post it online. In short, even if you don't even take the video, don't even take the video. It's not even just about even posting this online. Don't make the videos. If you have to make any of those videos, or if you feel like you want to, you need to talk to your employer. You need to ask them to give you permission. And if they do not give you permission, don't do it. You know how you go scrolling on YouTube or you scrolling on TikTok and you see somebody say, a day in my life as a nanny, or a day in my life as a house help, watch me make soup as a private chef in this city. You need permission before you can make such videos. You need permission from your employer before you can do that. So don't do that. Don't ever do that without seeking consent from your employer. If you do that, it is very disrespectful, very unprofessional for you to do that. Number 11. Don't argue or talk back with your employer. Don't argue or talk back with your employer. Okay, if you are not being physically abused, okay, if you are not being physically abused or severely emotionally abused, or somebody is not raining insults at you, don't talk back to your employer. Don't argue with your employer. Don't use your employer's personal items. Number 12, don't use your employer's personal items. Okay, you have access to their room because you go there to clean their room. That's not the time you carry their perfume. You start spraying. You carry their earring. You say, let me test it. This earring will be fine on me. You now wear it. Then you now put it back. Those things, this disrespectful. It's over familiarity. Don't do that. It's crossing professional boundaries. Don't do that. Another way to show respect to your employer is that if they send you on an errand, okay, or they ask you to do a task, don't send somebody else. You know how an employer would tell a house help, go and help me do this, and the house help will not send the employer's children to go and do it. Don't ever do that. You are the one she's giving the task. She did not ask you to send her children. Her children is not the one that they are working in with her as the domestic staff. You are the one working. So if they ask you to do something, don't not maybe let's say the child's name is Binkpe. You now say, Binkpe, you are going to do it. Like, as how? Don't ever do that. Another way you can show respect to your employer is to respect private spaces. Okay, if your employer tells you, oh, I want you to clean the entire house, but you see my room, my private room, I don't want you to go there, I can take care of that myself. Please, if your employer ever tells you that, please respect her decision, respect what she has said. Don't go there. Don't get curious and say, oh, I wonder what she's hiding in the room. Maybe they are doing juju, maybe they are doing this thing. It's none of your business as long as you are safe, okay, where you are working. Don't try to go and find out what is inside your room. If your employer tells you that, oh, I want you to wash my clothes and all of my clothes and my children's clothes, but you see my underwear, my pants, please don't wash it. You see my boxers, please don't wash it, I can wash it by myself. Please, you need to listen to your employer when they tell you that. If they tell you not to wash their underwear, don't wash it, don't go there, don't wash it. Okay, that's showing respect for them and showing respect for their privacy. Another way to show respect to your employer is to be accountable. When we say accountable, if you do something and you make a mistake, okay, because anybody can make a mistake. If your employer corrects you that you made a mistake, you say you are sorry. Please learn to say sorry and be sincere when you are saying the sorry. Learn to say, I'm sorry, ma'am, that was a mistake on my part, or that was an oversight. I will correct it, or I'll work on it immediately. That is how you're supposed to respond. Okay, it's not the one that your employer is correcting you and sorry is too heavy for your mouth to say. You can't even apologize, you can't even say sorry, you can't even, like, you are even acting as if what you did was not wrong in the first place. That is disrespectful behavior. Don't do that. Another way to show respect for your employer is to be punctual. You are a nanny. Let's say you're a nanny working in your employer's house as a living staff. Your employer should not be the one to come and wake you up in the morning. Your employer should not be the one to come and wake you up in the morning. Your employer wakes up at 5 a.m. and you think it's okay to wake up by 6 a.m. You should be up before your employer wakes up, because you need to, do your tasks, prepare the children for school and all of that. Your employer should not wake up and you are still sleeping. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't do that. Be punctual. When you are punctual, you show respect to your employer. Another way to show respect to your employer is to be receptive to feedback. Be receptive to feedback, even if it's negative feedback, okay? Because I know that sometimes some of you have that issue where if somebody is correcting you or if somebody is giving you corrections or something, instead of seeing it as an opportunity to grow, you see it as a personal attack. Don't see somebody giving you corrections as a personal attack. If you see it as a personal attack, it's going to show in the way you respond to your employer. You will start getting angry. You'll be offended just because she's giving you instruction or she's correcting you on something. You'll be offended. You will feel like you even want to fight her. Do you get it? It will show you your attitude. You start raising your voice. That's because you see corrections as a personal attack. Don't see it as a personal attack. Okay? Be receptive to feedback. That shows that you respect your employer. Another way to show respect to your employer is to maintain good personal hygiene. And I know you might be thinking, how is maintaining good personal hygiene shows respect to your employer? It does. It's not even just your employer. You're even showing respect to yourself. Now imagine if somebody in a very high position, let's say a governor or a senator, invites you for a meeting. Are you going to go there without brushing your teeth or without having your bath or shaving or using perfume? You're not going to show up like that. Definitely you are going to take care of your appearance, brush your teeth, shave your armpits, make sure you smell good, you have your bath. That is the same thing when you are dealing with your employer, when you are working in your employer's house, or if you are a leave-out staff, you are going and coming. Make sure that you take care of your personal hygiene. Don't be smelling and be oozing beside your employer. Don't be keeping mouth odor. Brush your teeth. Okay? Brush your teeth. You love yourself. You don't need to give an employer the impression that you hate yourself. Don't do that. Brush your teeth, have your bath, okay? Use soap, have your bath, shave your armpits, okay, so that it doesn't smell. If you have roll-on, use it. If you have perfume, spray it. It's nothing bad, okay? Do that. It shows respect for your employer's home, it shows respect for your employer, and it also shows that you respect yourself as well, okay? So how does respecting your employer as a domestic staff benefit you as a domestic staff? Number one, it builds trust, okay? When you are a respectful domestic staff, you know how to talk to your employer, you know how to show them respect, you know how to maintain professional boundaries. It makes your employer to trust you. And when your employer trusts you, that can also move them to carry you or to put you in a higher position. And you know what comes with higher position? Higher pay. Another way showing respect to your employer benefits you as a domestic staff is that it helps you to retain your job. Now, this is very important. Some of you might think that, I'm an expert cleaner, I'm an expert cook, I'm very good at this. My employer cannot do without me. She knows I'm good. My dear, it's not by being good at skills alone. It's by also having the right attitude, because that your employer that you think cannot do without you is waiting to replace you with somebody that can respect her. Sure, you get. So if you are somebody, a domestic staff that is respectful, it's very difficult for your employer to fire you. Even though you are still improving your skills, your employer might be willing to teach you those skills. She might not mind, because she sees that you are professional, you are respectful, you have a good attitude, you accept feedback and all of those things. So being respectful to your employer actually helps you to retain the job. Soft skills helps you to keep your job. Hard skills helps you get the job, but what helps you keep the job is soft skills, and one of those soft skills is being respectful. So another way being respectful can also benefit you as a domestic staff is that it opens doors for special bonuses from your employer. Let me say, for example, even if your employer is thinking of helping you in any way, when I say helping you, I actually mean helping you, because if your employer decides to do anything for you outside, your feeding and accommodation, it's just help. They are not entitled to those things, okay? So you being respectful to your employer might open doors to your employer giving you anything that she might want to give you. I'm not saying you should not go and be respectful to your employer with the intention of, maybe she's going to buy me a phone. Don't do that. Be respectful because you ought to be respectful. But what I'm trying to say is that an employer is not going to go out of her way to buy a phone or to do something special for a domestic staff that is disrespectful. She's not going to do that. Obviously, she's not going to do that. So maintaining professionalism and being respectful to your employer can actually open doors to better treatments for you as a domestic staff. Another way being respectful to your employer benefits you as a domestic staff is that it protects your reputation. Okay, it protects your reputation, because if, for example, you get fired because you are disrespectful, the employer is going to talk to somebody else. Now they have friends, they have people. They're going to talk to somebody, or they might even talk to the agents, of course, and let the agent know that this particular domestic staff is very rude, she's very disrespectful, she's good at her job, but she's rude and disrespectful. And do you think that is going to help you in your career? It's not going to help you, because if people have that impression about you that this is the kind of person that you are, they don't want to hire you because of that. And it's not every agency that might want to tolerate that might want to recommend you again to another job, knowing that you were fired because of disrespect from a previous job. It's not every agency that is going to do that, that's going to still give you another job with another employer, because they don't want you to go and ruin their reputation there. Alright, so being respectful to your employer actually helps you to protect your reputation as a domestic staff. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Bye.